Hey there, history buffs. Get ready for an epic journey through time as we explore Russia's rich and complex history. We'll start from its earliest days and travel through to the present, all while looking at how its flag has evolved. Our journey begins in the 9th century with the Kievan Rus, a federation of Slavic tribes. Their flag wasn't quite what you'd expect today. It was a simple banner, often adorned with religious icons. Fast forward to the 13th century and the Mongol invasion. The Golden Horde didn't bring a new flag, but it left a mark on the region that would shape its future. By the late 15th century, Ivan the Great declared the Grand Duchy of Moscow the heir to the Byzantine Empire. This was the birth of the Russian Empire. The flag? A double-headed eagle, symbolizing the unity of church and state. The 17th century saw the rise of the Romanov dynasty. The flag changed again, this time to the black, yellow, and white tricolor. This flag represented the unification of the Russian Empire under a single ruler. Now let's fast forward to the 1917 Russian Revolution. The Bolsheviks overthrew the Romanovs and established the Soviet Union. The new flag? A red banner with a hammer and sickle, symbolizing the unity of workers and peasants. The Soviet era lasted until 1991, when the USSR collapsed. Russia emerged as an independent nation with a new flag, the white, blue, and red tricolor we recognize today. Each color has its own meaning. White for nobility, blue for honesty, and red for courage. Throughout its history, Russia has undergone incredible transformations, each era leaving its mark on the nation's identity. From the Kievan Rus to the modern Russian Federation, the flags of Russia tell a story of resilience, power, and survival. So the next time you see the Russian flag, remember the centuries of history behind it. It's more than just colors and symbols. It's a testament to a nation's enduring spirit. Thanks for joining me on this historical journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating stories from around the globe. Until next time, keep exploring. Pause 2.5s. Welcome back, history enthusiasts. Let's dive into one of the most intense periods of the 20th century, the Cold War. This was a time of geopolitical tension between the Soviet Union and the United States and their respective allies, the Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc, following the end of World War II. The Cold War wasn't a conventional war with battles and front lines. Instead, it was a war of ideologies, propaganda, espionage, and proxy conflicts. On one side, the United States championed capitalism and democracy, while on the other, the Soviet Union promoted communism and a centrally planned economy. The Iron Curtain metaphorically divided Europe, with Eastern Europe under Soviet influence and Western Europe aligning with the United States. This division was starkly visible in Germany, where the Berlin Wall stood as a concrete symbol of the Cold War's divide. One of the most critical aspects of the Cold War was the nuclear arms race. Both superpowers amassed vast arsenals of nuclear weapons, leading to a precarious balance of terror known as mutually assured destruction, or MAD. This doctrine suggested that a full-scale nuclear war would be devastating for both sides, effectively preventing either from launching a first strike. The space race was another significant front in the Cold War. The Soviet Union initially took the lead by launching Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, in 1957. The United States responded with its Apollo program, culminating in the historic moon landing in 1969. The Cold War also saw numerous proxy wars where the superpowers supported opposing sides in regional conflicts. Notable examples include the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Soviet-Afghan War. These conflicts caused immense suffering and reshaped the political landscapes of many nations. The Cold War finally began to thaw in the late 1980s, with the policies of glasnost, openness, and perestroika, restructuring, introduced by Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. These reforms, along with increasing diplomatic engagements, eventually led to the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. The end of the Cold War marked the beginning of a new era in international relations. The world had changed dramatically, shaped by decades of rivalry and tension between two superpowers. The legacy of the Cold War continues to influence global politics, economics, and military strategies to this day. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of the Cold War. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into history's most compelling stories. Until next time, keep exploring. Welcome back, history enthusiasts. Today, we journey back even further to explore an event that reshaped the world as we know it, World War I. Also known as the First World War, this global conflict originated in Europe and lasted from 28 July 1914 to 11th November 1918. The war was triggered by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary, which set off a chain reaction of alliances and hostilities. Nations from around the globe were drawn into the conflict, forming two primary alliances. The Allies, including France, Britain, Russia, and later the United States, against the Central Powers, comprising Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria. World War I was characterized by trench warfare, a brutal and grueling form of combat where soldiers lived and fought in deep trenches dug into the battlefield. The conditions were harsh, with soldiers facing constant threats from enemy fire, disease, and the elements. The war saw the introduction of new and devastating technologies, including tanks, machine guns, poison gas, and aircraft, which transformed the nature of warfare and led to unprecedented levels of destruction and loss of life. The Western Front, stretching from the North Sea to the Swiss border, became a symbol of the war's futility, with neither side able to secure a decisive victory despite years of bloody conflict. The Eastern Front, less static but equally devastating, saw massive battles between the Central Powers and Russia, leading to enormous casualties and political upheaval, including the Russian Revolution of 1917. The war also had a significant impact on the home front, with economies strained to support the war effort and societies grappling with the loss of millions of lives. Women played crucial roles, taking on jobs traditionally held by men and contributing to the war effort in various capacities, which ultimately led to significant social changes in many countries. The war finally came to an end with the signing of the armistice on 11th November 1918. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, imposed harsh penalties on Germany and redrew the map of Europe, setting the stage for future conflicts. World War I left an indelible mark on the world, reshaping borders, societies, and international relations. Its legacy continues to be felt today, reminding us of the devastating consequences of global conflict and the importance of striving for peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of history's most pivotal events. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the past. Until next time, keep exploring. Welcome back, history enthusiasts. As we continue our journey through the pivotal events that have shaped our world, we now turn our attention to another monumental conflict that followed the Great War, World War II. This global war lasted from 1939 to 1945 and involved most of the world's nations, including all of the great powers. These nations eventually formed two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis. The spark that ignited World War II was Germany's invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, which prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany. The Axis powers, led by Germany, Italy, and Japan, sought to expand their territories through conquest and subjugation. In response, the Allies, including the United States, the Soviet Union, China, and the British Commonwealth, banded together to resist their aggression. World War II was characterized by unprecedented levels of warfare and destruction. It saw the widespread use of advanced military technology, including tanks, aircraft, and naval vessels, along with the introduction of radar and the atomic bomb. The conflict spanned multiple theaters of war, from the battlefields of Europe and North Africa to the vast expanses of the Pacific Ocean. In Europe, the war reached a turning point with the D-Day invasion on June 6, 1944, when Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy, France. This marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany, culminating in the fall of Berlin and the unconditional surrender of German forces in May 1945. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, the United States employed a strategy of island hopping to advance towards Japan. The war in the Pacific reached its devastating climax with the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945, leading to Japan's surrender and the end of World War II. The human cost of World War II was staggering, with an estimated 85 million people losing their lives, including 6 million Jews who perished in the Holocaust. The war also led to immense suffering and displacement, with millions of refugees and devastated cities across Europe and Asia. The aftermath of World War II saw the establishment of the United Nations, an international organization aimed at preventing future conflicts and fostering global cooperation. The war also set the stage for the Cold War, a period of intense rivalry and tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. World War II reshaped the world in profound ways, leading to the emergence of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers and the beginning of a new era in international relations. Its legacy continues to influence global politics, economics, and society to this day. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of one of history's most significant conflicts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the past. Until next time, keep exploring.